Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. I am Ben the Bold, you are you, and let's go ahead and continue our journey through all these Naval Academy missions. Unfortunately, we only have a few more, but today we have Search and Destroy. Our objective is to chase and destroy an enemy within the time limit. Okay, sounds simple enough, but here's the kicker. These are two battleships. Now, they are a little bit older technology. They may not necessarily be at the caliber of what I can build, but the game does warn us that they should not be underestimated. They are quite fast and dangerous to fight at close range. A technology that assists remote detection will be very helpful. So I guess we could think maybe about reconnaissance and other as our bonus. We have $90 million to build a battleship or a battle cruiser. We have to defeat their two battleships. We have an ally fleet of 2 destroyers. Maybe that could help us if we were able to slow one of them down. They could come in with torpedoes and sink that one while our battle cruiser kept the chase up on the other battleship. I think I am, because it does blatantly tell you that it recommends to, it says that reconnaissance and other is a good way to do it. It does increase our gun damage as well as our gun aiming speed, gun aiming accuracy, long range accuracy. So it gives us a bunch of accuracy bonuses similar to what we would have gotten over here, I guess. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go with reconnaissance and other. That's just the one it says. It recommends it, so we'll give it a shot. I definitely want to make a fast battleship. I'm a little worried that I may not, it would be helpful if I could see them before they could see me, I guess. So I'm going to go with reconnaissance and other. Alright, first thing I want to say about this ship is that despite whether it succeeds in this mission or not, it makes me so excited to play the actual campaign of this game, because I just cannot wait to build a ship similar to this and then just send it out into the world, into a campaign, and see how it does, knowing that I have it for longer than just one naval mission. I have it until it either sinks or it just becomes too expensive or it is, mothballed because the tech isn't that great. But man, it just makes me super excited about this campaign. I'm really looking forward to when this game is finally released in full. This is, after all, just the alpha. So anyway, about this ship, it is a behemoth. It is a Dreadnought 4, and it has a bunch of 16-inch guns. It has, 12 16-inch guns plus 6 12-inch guns. It's got a bunch of 8-inch casemates, and it has even some 5-inch and 2-inch casemates as well, just up here in the upper conning tower where I can fit just a few more guns. I'm really excited to try this. It's very fast. It's also very heavily armored. So it shouldn't, become a victim of just a lucky shell hit or anything like that. I doubt that these battleships that we're going up against are faster than 32 knots, so I feel pretty good about the ship that I've made. I should probably enhance the reload, although that is going to set me back a little bit. If I reduce speed to 29 knots? All right, so let's try that. I am going to reduce speed to 29 knots. That might be a huge mistake. I don't know. It all depends on how fast these battleships are running away. They are supposedly pretty quick, but they are a little older than us, so hopefully we can outrun them. I did want to get the faster reloading, though, just because my guns are going to reload so slowly. Every 92 seconds they should shoot. We have 150 minutes to complete the scenario, I believe. Let us go ahead and get started. So even though the Kansas, which you can see just blowing by us in the map, I have sped up the game a little bit to ×5 speed. Even though the Kansas is relatively fast, we are actually, I don't believe, fast enough to catch up with them. You can see my little radar blip every now and again. And that blip actually is getting a little bit longer, I think, each time. I don't know, maybe it might just be an optical illusion, because I've been watching this little radar blip for quite some time now, but it actually seems to be getting a little bit longer, which I think probably means that they are actually getting a little bit farther away. So, oh wait! I finally have a contact, and I have shot at it. I wonder, that's the first shot I've fired this whole scenario. Let's see. So I'm shooting at something. Oh my gosh, how far away is this? Yes, it looks like I have found their battleship. It's At least one of them quite some distance away. Let's see how fast it's going. We can't tell yet. We are 95% identified. Alright, let's see what kind of battleship this is. It has a lot of bulkheads, so it might be kind of difficult to sink. Yeah, it is an older battleship, the Koing. But I do think we will be able to catch it after all. It can only go 21 knots. Hopefully their other battleship is right up here as well. But anyway, let's close the distance and sink the Koing. As you can see, our salvo coming in from overhead. I just want to emphasize how far away we actually are. So I think maybe optimizing the visibility was quite useful here. Otherwise, we may not have ever found this little ship. Let's see if... Oh my gosh, look at how long these just hang in the air. I mean, I'm firing them from 19 kilometers away. Wow. Wouldn't it be something if I got a hit from 19 kilometers away? Oh, is that actually going to be close? No, I'm going to miss. Still, though, that's a little close for comfort if I'm sitting on the bridge of the Koing. These circles, I believe, represent the gun ranges. So they are within our 16-inch gun range. Now they have just passed within our 12-inch gun range. And actually, we have taken our first hit. Maybe that will slow them down a little bit, although I don't think it penetrated. So we've switched to armor-piercing shells because we're just getting very slight glancing blows from this far away. We are now within their gun range as well, so they are going to be firing at us too. We have, however, done some major damage to the rear of their ship. In fact, oh, I thought maybe we had hurt this gun, but no, it appears that that gun is still in good shape. Either way, I think we are probably a lot more accurate from this range. We have about a 4.4% chance to hit every time. That's not terrible. Oh, and look at here, we have seen their other battleship. We're going to slowly make progress on it. At least identifying it. It is significantly farther away. I'm actually a little worried that we're not going to get this done in the time frame. Just because we've already gone more than half the time just trying to close distance with these two ships. We are still continuing to fire at the Koing. However, we should acknowledge that the Schwaben is a little bit faster than the Koing, and so might be a little bit more dangerous just because it might be able to outrun us just a tad bit easier. We do outspeed it though. Its max speed is 24 knots. I think if I were to do this again, I would build a faster, maybe a battle cruiser. Although a battlecruiser, you suffer the risk of not having a ton of armor, but you can build it to be much quicker. I've used my destroyers to just, well, it looks like they've already shot some torpedoes. I was going to just try to take them alongside, have them, you haven't yet, so I'll have you fire torpedoes from alongside when you get the chance. These destroyers could be useful. I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch the Schwaben up here. It's just a little bit faster than the Koing, and it's taken me most of the scenario to catch the Koing. So I'm going to have to just do something a little bit different, a little bit better. I think it was, in the end, actually a bad choice to lower the speed, even for the increased gun accuracy. I think in this case, speed is very important. Looks like there are some, like, graphic glitches going on. But I think speed is very important in this scenario. I'll go ahead and see if I can sink the Koing, but I don't think I'm going to be able to catch the Schwaben. Curious that we did not fire torpedoes there. My destroyer... Oh wait, no it did. Just where are they? Alright, doesn't matter. The Koing is sunk, but I don't think we're going to be able to catch the Schwaben in the next 29 minutes. So I think I'm actually going to go ahead and go back to the rebuilder from here. Let's try this again, just maybe with a little bit faster of a ship. Alright, so this is a similar ship to the one that I built last time. It's just a little bit less armor, and it's much, much faster. So let's see if it's similarly armored, pretty much. I mean, it's very similar to the one I built last time. It's just a little bit faster, and I mean just a little bit faster. It goes 33 knots rather than, what was the last one, 29 something? So it goes 33 knots. it should be able to catch them, hopefully just a little bit quicker, and put them underwater just as fast. Let's give it a shot. It seems like a big part of this mission is simply finding the opponent's battleships. Therefore, I really am glad that I went with the enhanced reconnaissance. I do have a radar, so periodically it gives me a little ping as to what direction they are coming from, or in this case, they are retreating towards, just to help me get there just a little bit faster, or a little bit more precisely. It does still take a while, so let's see. I'll speed it up. We're at speed 10 already. We'll see what happens when we finally see their ships on the horizon. Alright, we have finally found their two battleships. They are pretty close together and retreating in good order. Of course, we have not identified either one of them quite yet, but we aren't too far away. This is my max gun range, so when this line overtakes them, we'll start firing those huge, heavy 16-inch guns. Alright, we have finally identified this battleship. It is 23 kilometers away. It is moving at a grand top speed of 20 knots. It is the battleship Baden. It has a couple 13-inch guns, so we heavily outgun it. Hopefully we'll be able to sink it before we actually get too close to it, and then we can concentrate more of our fire on you, who I think hopefully are also in the same class as the Baden. We will have to see. Let's see. No, so it's a different class than the Baden. It might actually be a little bit faster. Either way, we should outspeed both of these. The fact that they are still both so close together actually bodes really well for them being very similar in speed and close to around 20 knots. So we are, of course, still 22.8 kilometers away with a 0% chance to hit them. Now, this, if I'm correct, this arc, yeah, so this is our range for our 16-inch guns. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to fire at them as soon as they cross that line, though, because, of course, they're going to wait until they think they have a decent chance to hit. But yeah, we are catching up. We are making gains. I feel good about where we are. Looks like the two of their vessels are actually going to go ahead and start firing back at me. That's kind of alarming, considering they can fire at a lot faster pace than we can. Yet, I still feel like we are in control of the scenario. We still want to close because we still only have like a 0.7% chance of hitting, so we are continuing to outspeed them, and they're actually about to pass into range of our 8-inch guns. Now, we do have several 8-inch guns up in these front casemates, so that will just allow us to put a little bit more firepower down range. Our 16-inch guns are not being super accurate at the moment, but as we get closer, I mean, currently they have an 8% chance to hit. So as we get closer, that should get better and better. I'm still feeling pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. We are getting closer and closer, and the firefight is getting a little bit more intense, a little bit more intense. I've gone ahead and switched to armor-piercing shells again, just like I did in my last attempt, just because from this range, I'm not getting any kind of penetration. So I switched armor-piercing shells to hopefully just do a little bit more damage, maybe a few more penetrating hits. In fact, I just had a penetrating hit, and the Baden is, suffering a little bit for it. It is on fire. That should help us out a little bit. Forces them to put out some fires. Maybe slows down their gun reload rate. That'd be nice. They are now in range of our 5-inch guns. Of course, those 5-inch guns line the side of our ship, so I don't think any except for these first two can actually attack or shoot. And in fact, yeah, no. Meanwhile, our 8-inch guns are continuing to do work, so that's good. And our 16-inch guns have a 24% chance to hit the Baden every time it shoots, and they only have a 2.2% chance to hit us. However, they have actually gotten a little bit of damage done to us. We have very light damage done to one of our forward turrets. I'm definitely not above sending my torpedo boats, or my destroyers in this case, ahead of my battle cruiser, maybe alongside, trying to draw some fire away from my actual battleships. Oh, that's going to be huge. It's also going to knock out an engine and... No, it's actually just knocked out a tower. So they have a accuracy penalty now, I believe, as well as they just can't see as far. Anyway, what I was saying is I don't mind necessarily just bringing my destroyers up alongside. Let's try to take a little bit of the fire their fire away from the battleship New York and instead towards these destroyers. And let's see if we can maybe even do a torpedo run, especially on the Baden, because the Baden is at this point had a lot of damage done to it, maybe limping a little bit. I'm actually going to go ahead and trail the New York off to the side. Let's try to get some of these other guns into the fight. Meanwhile, I would love it. Oh, that's going to do a ton of damage. I think it's time to move the New York back to away from armor piercing and back towards auto. Let's see. Some armor piercing shells would be nice. They still haven't done pretty much any damage to me. My destroyers are very quick indeed. They're going to come in, hopefully get ready for a torpedo run. In fact, it says that they have actually, at least the Donald Cook has launched torpedoes. Has the Richard? No. So the Donald Cook has launched torpedoes. Do I see them? Did it just miss? What happened? It says that they have launched. They are currently reloading their torpedo tubes. Well, I guess they missed a lot. Oh man, and that hit is going to do a world of hurt. They're taking now some flooding. They have very limited bulkheads, so that flooding damage should be really detrimental to their ship. We're going to just keep firing. Our little destroyers are taking away a little bit of the firepower. I'd prefer it if they would shoot maybe some. Ooh, let's... Uh-oh, it looks like the New York's on fire. Alright, that hit isn't going to do much. New York's still in good shape as it shoots again at the bottom. Not a ton of damage there. These destroyers, I would be happy if they would launch their torpedoes. You still have torpedoes to launch. Is that going to hit me? It does, but doesn't look like it does much damage. At this point, I think all of our guns are entered into the fray. Except for maybe these last ones. It also looks like many of our guns have suffered some damage, so that's unfortunate. However, of course, the Baden has suffered much worse. At this point, because the Baden is, I'm sure, heavily slowed, and I think that that is going to be a big hit as well. Okay, yeah, so the Baden looks to be pretty much done for. I'm going to go ahead and turn back in. Yeah, so we've launched torpedoes. I'm going to go ahead and focus my battleship on the Gneisenau. Yeah, the Gneisenau is worried about the Richard E. Evans. It knows that it has fired a lot of torpedoes. Yep, this is exactly what I wanted from my destroyers, to go ahead and pull some firepower away from my battleship, give the New York a little break, and, of course, to make a torpedo run. Come on. That's going to sink the Baden. Now, you are... you're getting there as far as I'm almost ready to have another torpedo salvo. In the meantime, the New York is going to keep on keeping on. It can travel at around 33 knots. Unfortunately for its effort, the Richard E. Krauss has taken another major hit from the battleship Gneisenau. The Gneisenau is on fire, though, and is being focus fire down from all three of my vessels. I'm feeling really good about the situation we are in. Oh, I wish I had that hit, though. You are going to just keep circling. The Donald Cook is going to keep circling and fire torpedoes when it can. We just had a major hit on the Gneisenau from the battleship New York. And it looks like the Richard E. Krauss, the MVP potentially of this battle, has fired another torpedo. Meanwhile, the Donald Cook, I don't think, hit a single thing with any of its torpedoes, but it's going to ready for another torpedo run. We have a torpedo coming in. We have a torpedo coming in. The Krauss, once again, narrowly avoids a major hit. That torpedo, there's nothing that they can do. That torpedo is going to hit it right in the middle of their ship and cause some flooding. And that is going to do it. The Gneisenau is sunk. The Baden has sunk. And the New York took very, very minimal damage. What a fun mission. That one was fun. Once you found them, and it took forever to catch them, but once you found them and caught them, that was actually a ton of fun. That was Search and Destroy. Tune in next time, though, for when we destroy a full fleet. I've been looking forward to this one from the very beginning. I know I've known that I wanted to go in order this whole time, but this is one that I have been very excited about. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to decide what kind of warship we will use to, by itself, take on a full fleet. So I guess we could build multiple battleships or whatnot. Anyway, we'll have to figure that out next time. I hope you've enjoyed this episode today. If you have, give me a like, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.